Hi, this is Marilyn and welcome to the Candid Conversations. And this is a bonus episode. Next week I will be able to post and update you on my ADHD assessment. I do come up as ADHD, very mild or moderate, but it won't be confirmed until next week. So I will explain more about that and maybe have a couple of guests on talking about ADHD and ADHD with black women. But today's topic is protect yourself, guard your magic. And it's just, I recorded it before, but I was walking and it was amazing, the insights. It was just noisy and it would have annoyed me if I was listening. So I cancelled that one out and I'm decided to do it again from scratch. I recorded it 2 days ago and it was Monday morning. I decided to walk to the studio and go for a walk in the park. And I was just thinking about our journeys, how far we come in life and what we're doing in our lives and how a lot of us have grown since the pandemic. We've come into our own and we just moved forward from strength to strength in our business and our lives. And I think about the person I may have been 10 years ago. My heart's still the same, but the who I give my energy to and my authority and how I manage my own power is so much more different. And I think a lot of it in the last 5 to 6 years is that I've guarded my energy. And I think it's really important for us to understand how we need to guard our energy and be really mindful of who we seek counsel. And you always notice when people change their friendship group or they just come away and just do them, how professionally their life will excel. But and also, we say, personally, I'm not around this person, so I've got a new set of friends, and they're wonderful. It isn't about the friends. It's really about us giving our power away and being people pleasers and wanting to do the right thing with our friends. And really, I feel, especially in our friendship groups, we fall in love with our friends. We have a really intimate relationship with our friends. And I think that's unmet needs that come from childhood. So we just literally give away our power. And so when we get our power back, the first thing that happens is that we feel a sense of anger and we blame those friends. But actually, it's nothing to really do with the friends. It's the fact that we are actually holding our power back because anger has motivated us to hold our power back to ourselves. And it's more acceptable for us to blame somebody rather than admit that we give our power away. And so when we have our throat chakra, our throat chakra is blocked, we can't trust people. And how our throat chakra gets blocked is when we have an idea as a child or when we speak, we're told to be quiet or people can invalidate our dreams and our wishes, what we speak. So it shuts our throat chakra down. And this is connected to our womb. And so we can have energetic abortions, trigger warning, sorry, but we can have energetic abortions because we push away an idea. Because somebody who we hold dear said, well, that's not good enough, or that's not you, or I think, you should do something else. So we abandon that idea. And we seek to find experiences to make us right, that we did the right thing. So we take another job that's more money, or we go into a relationship and it's better than being single, or, I want to have children, I want to get married, so let me just do this. So we abandon parts of ourselves and we give our power away to different people. And so because we abandon ourselves in the first instance, after we had an idea or we had a dream or a desire, we abandon ourselves energetically. We start abandoning ourselves in other areas. And so we no longer hold our power anymore because we can't trust our decisions because they're not a good idea. And therefore we spill out, we mesh with other people until we have a moment to ourselves where we have a crisis. And then we think back at what we really wanted to do. And during our crisis, we don't care anymore because we're at rock bottom. So this is where we tend to make our decisions now because we're actually been exposed, and it's actually okay now for us to really be ourselves now and really make those mistakes because we're at rock bottom now. We don't have to hold anybody, nobody has to hold us accountable. And so that's when we can build ourselves back up from our mistakes or giving away our power. But I want to go back to when you have a dream and something, and if you find yourself not moving forward with that dream, energetically you have relinquished your power, and you're giving your energy to the wrong people. So you could have the most amazing friendship group and amazing relatives and family, but their job is to keep you safe. Their job is to maintain safety in their world and maintain their window of tolerance. And so unconsciously, they may be holding you back because you want to do something. So you may tell them, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do something else. And they're well-meaning, but they're relating to you from how they know you. It could be 3-4 weeks have passed, but you've become a different person. And so you may be in the future in stepping into your new identity, but your well-meaning, loving friend or relative or partner is relating to you from your old identity, and they're giving you advice. And that's where we have the cognitive dissonance, because we know the information they're giving us comes from a good place, and we perhaps should listen to them because they've always had the kind energy, and they've always wanted the best for me, and they've always best for you and me, Freudian slip, right? I'm going to keep this one in, but they've always wanted the best from us, but it doesn't sit with us. There's something in the gut that says, I'm not sure, even though this person means well and they've given me really good advice, and they're like Mystic Meg, they're psychic, they're witches, they just know all what's going to happen in the outcome. It doesn't feel right with me. And I'm not talking about that boyfriend who you know deep down is no good for you, or that boss or that job which you know is taxing all your time. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fact whisper. When you're alone and you think about this and it lights you up. And it sounds absurd, but it just makes you feel calm and level. But when you're amongst people and you think about that idea, it feels stupid. It feels crazy. But in the quietness of your mind, it's a dream. And you get that feeling that in your heart, and it feels warm when you think about it. But when you talk to your friends, they say, I don't think, I think you should, or you've always wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Why would you give up? You have cognitive dissonance because you really, really want your friend to be right. But in your heart, you know they're wrong. And it's not a time to abandon your friends, but it's a time to find the bravery within you. And I know people always say, it's hard for, women of colour to be, brave, because we've not had that bravery because of our intergenerational trauma and our racial trauma. I understand that and I give respect to that. But I do believe that we have to be brave. We have to be brave. And this is how we be brave. I want you to ask yourself, what is my desire? And if all my friends decided to not be my friends, okay, sounds crazy, but if I didn't have any of these friends around me, the ones I love dearly, what would I be doing? What would I be doing with my dream? Would I do it? Okay, because subconsciously you think you couldn't do without your friends, but if you had the choice where, you didn't have to tell your friends, but you knew this dream will succeed, would you do it? The second one is, what am I doing when I ask my friend what I should do? What is it I'm not doing for myself when I'm asking my friends what I should do? And the last question is, when I think about this dream, am I thinking about it from the me that is now, or is it from my future self that is really in alignment and happy and clear? And if you have, with the last question, realised that you are your future self, I want you to do one thing, and I want you to keep that desire to yourself and go about your business. I'm not saying hide on social media and do all these things. What I'm saying is keep certain things to yourself, protect it until you can be that new identity. And here's the problem, is that if it's a new business idea and you need to post on social media, it's going to be very difficult when your friends are seeing that. So what I suggest is that you join a group program, a group where you can talk about these ideas in a company of like-minded people consistently. I'm not talking about posting on Instagram and liking what somebody's put. I'm talking about joining an incubator which suits your level of finance. But join an incubator where you can talk about this consistently and you can test your products. So there were certain things I did when I was running, attracting my new clients. I was still showing up and posting on social media, but my decisions was I didn't tell people about it anymore. I would just do something and just say, this is what I'm doing. And I would avoid all the conversations with the people that would say, why are you doing that? Maybe you shouldn't do that. I avoided all conversations. So the only people I spoke to were people in my peer groups or other coaches. I just lived in the coach world. And you know what it did? It strengthened me until I believed that identity. I embodied it. I felt it. I had done all the fouls with my consults and the people that said no and the people that said yes. And by the time I was ready to come out, I had the identity rock solid. And that's why I say to join a space where you can show yourself up and you can become this person. It's really important. And to protect yourself, I don't want you to be secretive. I don't want you to be secretive because that's where people fall down as well. I'm not telling this person because, the energy, the jealousy, blah, blah, blah. You're throwing the baby out of the bathwater. What you're going to do, you're going to be observant. You're going to be the watcher. And you're going to keep your pearls to yourself. And you're going to move in the world, stepping into this new identity. And if people ask you what you're doing in your business, you're going to say, I'm just working through a few things. And, when I've got it perfected, I'll let you know. I'll tell you about it. I'll share with you. But what you're going to do, you're going to learn how to hold the energy in your body and to be your own counsel. So this is so different than keeping secrets, because keeping secrets is hiding. You're still giving your power away that somebody's going to take. This one, we're choosing to hold the energy and say, I am doing this for myself. So it's not the other person and the group focus. It's for you. It's a loving exercise that you can do for yourself. And this way, you're not tapping into the old story where you're starting this, you're failing, and your friends will say, don't worry, you'll get there. Part of the story, all part of the story of the players. What you're doing is you're taking yourself away from your story, but you're just being silenced while your seeds are growing. When you're growing seeds and plants, you don't pull your seeds and say to everybody, look at this seed growing, look at this, look at that. You just point it and say, there's seeds growing in there. When it gets bigger, I'll show you, or I'll give you a plant. And this is, again, it's another way of explaining it. When we can sprout our seeds and start them growing, we can share. We can share with other people, but you don't cast your pearls before swine. Don't just share. Protect your dreams. Protect yourself until you can believe that you are that person in this new identity. Until then, you're always going to be falling short because you're always giving. You're not embodying the identity. So you're projecting the identity on a friend or a partner or a family member who says that that idea is good or not. The only person that can make sure that something is a good idea or not is actually your inner self, your heart. And it requires you to be brave. But the brave is not to fight against other people, it's just to hold the energy. Let me know how you found this podcast. Send me an email or contact me from my website, mjfontaine.co.uk. Bye for now. If you want to be part of an incubator of some amazing creative women, then you need to join the Highly Capable Creative one-to-one program with me. To join, you can just contact me at www.mjfontaine.co.uk and book a sales call with me to join this amazing 6-month program where we get to work on your creative business. We also get to work clearing your blocks and also bringing that confidence up to 100 so you can stand in your agency and live your best life.